With Updraft and Tailwind out of the way, we'll move on to the third ability on Jett, which is her Cloudburst. This is a smoke that will pop up instantly once it has hit an object. What makes Cloudburst so powerful is the speed in which it blooms, allowing you to quickly react to enemy plays and cover off choke points during a push. The simple way to use this ability is to place your crosshair onto the area you want to smoke, and you'll usually be able to get them down where you want it. However, there is some gravity involved as you try to throw the ability further or higher, so do make note of this when trying to properly position Cloudburst where you want them to, and you may need to aim a little bit higher than you normally would. Luckily though, there is another unique aspect of Cloudburst that allows you to easily get those positions that would normally be harder to achieve. Once Cloudburst has been used, you can hold the ability key to maneuver Cloudburst in the air. This allows you to get those tricky choke points that a normal ability press would have a tough time doing. Being able to move Cloudburst also allows you to safely smoke off choke points without exposing yourself to enemy sights. For example, instead of peeking out C-Long on Haven to spot out enemies and then re-peek to smoke them off, you can throw a smoke onto C-Long from the back of containers by shooting your Cloudburst in the air and then quickly lowering your mouse at the right time to block off the choke point, and you've now achieved this without risking your life with another peek in which the enemies have already identified your position. This is the easiest way to utilize directional maneuverability of Jett's Cloudburst. Get your crosshair in the direction of the choke point you want to cover, then aim up and flick down onto the smoke once it reaches its destination. You can also throw smokes at an angle to the left and right. However, these are much trickier and require a significant amount of mouse movement and precision to get the spot that you want. With that being said, the most common way you'll use Cloudburst is to cover off choke points to stop enemy pushes. However, you can also use them to confuse enemies and give yourself time to reposition to a new unsuspecting location. For example, if I had planted onto the A side on Haven, but the enemies have already rotated over to spawn, my position has been exposed and that could be an easy kill for the enemy. To add complexity to the situation though, I can throw a smoke down to cover off enemy vision, giving me more options to reposition elsewhere to catch the enemy off guard. Now the enemy has to guess where I ended up moving over to after throwing the smoke. I could push next to the smoke, or I could end up safely moving my way over to A short or the back of A short, and the enemy will now have to spend additional time trying to figure out where I went off to. Keep these aspects in mind when using Jett's Cloudburst. You want to use them to block off choke points, but also to obscure enemy vision and allow yourself the ability to change up your position to add a surprise factor to your engagements. These smokes also only last a brief moment of 7 seconds, so you want to act fast after using them.